Hi, and welcome to LNA Does Audio Stuff. A couple weeks back, I published all about saturation video, where I explained in details every single function of Saturator. So today I'm gonna show you 5 different techniques on how I would use it, so how I would apply it in both music production process as well as mixing process. Also, I'm very glad to tell you that this video is sponsored by iMusician. So iMusician is a music distribution company that also does a very cool feature called instant mastering. In the end of this video, I'm gonna show how to master your track using instant mastering, and I'm gonna show with this track that I'm doing today. But hey, now let's get into this video and see how to apply saturation 5 different ways. Okay, so Saturator. It's here. Okay, so I have a song here in front of me that has bass, a beat, a clappy thing, some vocals, some electric guitar thingy. So these same techniques what I will show you works also in the mixing process as well as in this kind of production process situation. It's sound design if we are designing and creating something completely new out of it, like aesthetically, but it's mixing if it's just making a little bit color or oomph and depth and stuff, all that stuff, just so that it kind of comes out of the mix a little bit more. So the first 2 points are about the bass. So let's just listen to the bass. So it sounds like a very normal electric bass. So let's listen as a whole mix. Even if I put the volume up, it kind of sinks into it a little bit, but I would like it to be more like bam, 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 bam. So it's like really out there. Let's see what happens when we add Saturator to it. So there's a couple things. So firstly, we need to make sure that the output is definitely not popping when we are adding this to it. So it's very quiet now. Let's add a lot of drive. It sounds a lot more interesting already, but maybe too much. Let's try the different curve types. Okay, that's analog. Soft sine. Medium curve. I want to keep the drive quite a lot so that we can hear really the sound quality of it. That's doing a lot. See, that's completely a different style. So that's more like a funky side, which I'm kind of feeling as that kind of little like a thing on the top. Just try digital clip one more time. See, digital clip also sounds interesting. So already that, if we just add the digital clip with the drums, if comparing without Saturator, okay, and then look at the mid frequencies with Saturator. So there's definitely much more harmonics happening in the mid and high end. It just depends of the signal, what you're going for, what's the style of the song. So tip number 2 is the Waveshaper, and using Waveshaper as a tool to almost like, especially in the music production process, to customize the color of the bass to make it more interesting. So we're also going to use the 2 filters for that, but let's just try adding a lot more drives, 100% of drive, and let's work with linear later. But curve, I'm going to start with curve at depth, and then I'm going to add the dampen period and then customize the drive and linear on the base on what I've done with everything else. Does that make sense? If you don't remember what all these are, please go to the other tutorial I did where I explain every single one. Okay, so let's add curve. Again, it does sound so much more like a funk bass. It gets very electronic when I put a lot. But I maybe want to go for the funk sound, so maybe 25%. It just gives that kind of... Oh, I like that. So if I have that period maybe halfway. I don't like it too much on this sound, so I'm not gonna... usually I like that on kick, on snare, on stuff like that, so when I'm kind of wanting them to be a bit more present. So I'm actually might just leave that away. Maybe a tiny bit. Yeah, tiny bit. And then damp is where we are doing the kind of really fast noise gate. So without. And now it's time for me to customize, because I've kind of figured out how I like curve, depth, period, and damp. Yeah, I like it. It sounds more deep when the leader is at 17. And maybe in 79 for drive. Okay, so then now I can sculpt it with the filters. So this is based with how much is it going to be increased or decreased on the low frequencies. So a little bit of minus, and then frequency. I'm gonna add more depth and width first, and then so that I can hear the frequency a bit more. Somewhere there. So it's clipping a little bit on the right, so I'm gonna put the output a little bit lower. So gain staging, very important, so nothing clips. Maybe drive it a little bit higher. So let's just hear, how did it sound now without Saturator? With Saturator? Much more interesting. And now let's listen to it with the whole song. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. So tip number 3 is using the saturator with drums. So let's go to the drum track. What's really interesting about this is that we have a drum clip with the whole kit on it. So we have a massive frequency range. So personally, I would quite often use it only with the kick, but I thought this is quite interesting because we can use the filters a little bit more. So output first, down, then drive up. So very distorted, but I'm kind of liking it. So that's analog clip, sine. Medium, hard, sinoid, funky. The digital clip again is quite tight. We kind of found the curve that we are liking, so let's just work with the color. So the 2 filters. We take the high-end frequency away. Let's just filter that away. So you can hear with the frequency, I can really affect which area do I want to saturate. And now if I put use the depth, I can either saturate that or I can decrease that. And now let's add the bass control. So this is the low end control. your choice. I don't really know. How does it sound with the bass? Maybe in this point I want to use the dry and wet. Maybe I just want to apply a little bit for that. So without, with. Or I can go to Waveshaper and of course even add the same thing. This is really fun. Curve and depth, for the high end especially. It depends on you, depends on your taste a lot. So number 4, it's synth. In this thing, the synth is quite mellow. Okay, but there's not much color. It's kind of bleh. Especially I want to work now with Waveshaper. But just let's listen. How does it sound with the cyanide fold? Because I have a feeling it might sound really nice with it. So let's just have a listen. Well, that's actually an option, but let's also go to the Waveshaper and just add curve and depth, damp and period. So let's try those again. Let's try depth first. That what we had with the digital Cyano fold, but we have more control over it. It's really distorting the actual signal, where with the Waveshaper and adding the depth and period, we actually have that kind of, you can hear those two things almost separate. We're adding a layer. And then of course with the two filters, we can work on that color a little bit. How do we want it to sound? What frequency? Ooh, we are reducing the high end, filtering it away. It just adds that. That's actually very pleasant. So much more interesting straight away. Nice. Okay, tip number 5 is the vocals. So this is something that I use so much. I want to add quite gentle wave shaping. So let's go to vocals. It's a bit similar with the bass. It's kind of there, but it's not present. It's not like, with presence, I mean that like it's like on your phrase, like. I'm just having the drive and the drive edge up quite high up so that I can just hear the sound quality first, and then I can reduce them and just make them quite simple. So that's kind of personal approach for me. Medium curve sounds kind of cool. Sinus fold could be an option. And how's about digital clip? It could be quite interesting as well. I feel it was cyanofoil. Where do we want it? Interesting. Okay, so without saturator. And with saturator. See, it's just more present, it's more visible, there's more color in it, more edge. Edge? Maybe that's a good word for it. So let's just hear how that sounds with everything else. levels are a bit all over the place. We're just looking at the colors, the aesthetics, and the creative choices of the whole thing. This is with before saturators all together. And with saturators. Now the demo is ready. I want to send this demo to a label or something, and I just want to do it really fast. And how can I get it mastered very fast? Well, instant mastering. So let's go and put this into instant mastering and see what kind of master we get out of it. Okay, so we're here now. We are here now. Let's take the track from Ableton Live into instant mastering. So you just go and find instant mastering and you log into your account, and let's just upload the track into the mastering service. So it's actually so easy to use, and you can upload the track and then you choose your genre, but also there's this EQ bands that you can select if you want some warmth, stereo, width, or loudness, or whatever you want with it. So the program will use AI technology to do all the magic. It takes only like a couple of minutes to master it. And you can, by the way, do this like 24/7. So also because it's paid by a master, so no annual fees. So it's super easy for using if you have time limits, or you just need to get it done fast, or you don't have time limits, but you just want to get tracks mastered. When it's mastered, you can preview it. And then after that, if you're happy, it's ready to publish. So you can download it from there, or you can just distribute it through iMusician, whatever you like. So you can also add all the metadata on the iMusician website before you're downloading it or distributing it, which is really practical. So you can add you are the producer or performer and all this fun things. Okay, so yeah, check this out. There's a link down below, so check it out because it's super fun, super easy. I personally like it, even though I master my own tracks and master for other people. Something like this is it's just really good for your budget, and it's practical. Yeah, I definitely recommend it, so go and have a look because the whole program is so lovely. And iMusician generally is lovely, so check them out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, please hit the bell icon, and also check out that merch if you want to have a cool hoodie like this, like me. And also welcome to also check out my Patreon account, which all these beautiful people are part of my Patreon family, and we have a lot of fun stuff in there. So please come and join us if you want. There's a link down below for that. But hey, see you next Sunday because I post every single Sunday. So I'll see you here next Sunday. Remember? Sunday, 8 a.m. UK time. Okay, see you too. Have a nice day.